Are you the one I've been waiting Are you the one I've
Dear Jane, you're probably not gonna be seeing me around the 4th of July picnic after all. Sure wish I'd gotten around to writing before now, 'cause I doubt there's mail service home from wherever it is I found myself. Some tropical island and God knows where. That's not me trying to keep secrets. I figure you must have heard by now that I never made it ashore in Normandy anyway. Now, Jane, before you get all wound up about me spending time with some castaway girl, let me just say, you got nothing to worry about on that score. It's more like when your folks used to make us take your know-it-all kid sister along with us everywhere. You know, a real pain.
Pachyrhinosaurus midisora is a medium-sized herbivore, found almost everywhere but the island's Megatherium formipava is one of the larger mammals on the island. This is most shocking because it is the Eutyrannus sivis is believed to be related to the Tyrannosaurus rex, but it is noticeably.
After many days of scouring the island upon Archimedes and many more fruitless conversations with the
Onychonycteris becuncola is one of the few omnivores I've seen on the island. Moschop cebu mutante in the wild is a lazy, cowardly creature that
I decided to seek out volunteers for my next experiment among the island's larger tribes. I thought that surely they would be willing to help after I patiently moderated so many of their frivolous...
Tusoteuthis vampirus is a very aggressive water predator. Approximately 9 meters long, Tusoteuthis is a terror of the deep. Once it grabs its prey, Raphis replicare, more commonly known as the dodo bird, is quite. Oviraptor philodictor is a small to medium-sized carnivore, common in the jungles and beaches. Of the many creatures I've yet encountered on the island, the Iguanodon vicissitudinus has the distinctly versatile capability of switching its primary method of locomotion. Microraptor narrolongus is one of the smallest non-avian dinosaurs on the island, incredibly fast for its...
The system has existed for eons. Considering all the variables, it has adapted well. Much like you.
The best adjective to describe Canis maxdyrus is scary. This pack animal is a cunning and brutal predator, capable of taking down prey. I suppose it was a bit naive of me to think that someone with the moniker of Beast Queen would roll out the red carpet. I guess I got used to all of the friendly treatment that being an associate of Rockwell's earned me. She did let me stay at least. And she hasn't instructed her dinosaurs to kill me. Didocheirus custosaxum is one of the island's non-aggressive herb. This is the smoking gun. It has to be. I simply can't be convinced that this place is natural, after finding an island populated entirely by carnivores. Even if they fed off each other, which is awfully dubious given that carnivore meat is much more likely to carry harmful parasites than herbivore meat. The landmass is so small and their population is so dense that they could never maintain it. Yet there it is, hidden away off the northeast coast of the island. Someone would have to put them there on purpose. There's no way that Rockwell can deny my theory now. Approximately 1 meter long, the Archaeopteryx magnamilvum is a primarily tree-dwelling protobird. It avoids the ground as much as possible, preferring to stay in the safety of the tree line, where few predators can reach it. I've not seen an Archaeopteryx outright fly yet, so it's possible that they cannot generate enough lift to do more than glide along distances between perches. I'm not sure how a creature so fearful of the ground can be such a picky eater, but Archaeopteryx only seems to consume certain rare insect matter. The most likely explanation is that it tends to nest in infested trees, stripping them bare of such food sources. While not large enough to bear the full weight of an adult human, Archaeopteryx still has great utility. Despite the Carbonemys obibimus is one of the least aggressive creatures on the island. Were it not for the plethora of...
I swear, I can't seem to catch a break, Janie.
I feel lucky to have crossed paths with Carcharodontosaurus medicupestis, and
I can't be certain when you'll find this slither of thought. Perhaps it will be the first one that touches your mind. Or the last. Cause and effect. I can follow through reason.
Kairuku Waitaki is an amazingly docile and friendly creature, to everything but fish. Honestly, I'm not quite sure how Kairuku manages to stay populated across the island's colder climes, with the many predators stalking these frozen. Cnidaria omnimorph is another example of a creature which should not exist. It has traits that seem derived from many types of jellyfish. It possesses the size and shape of large egg yolk jellies, the powerful sting of certain box jellies. Ichthyosaurus curiosa is a comparatively small carnivore found in the waters around the island. It is slightly larger than a human, but that's still small compared to the leviathans roaming these waters. It seems to be very interested in any creature around its size, often approaching and
Janie, I'm free.
This expedition to White Sky Peak has been just splendid, top to bottom.
I really need to visit Rockwell more. It's so energizing to be around someone of his experience that still has so much excitement for his work, and talking to him always helps me gain perspective. As for the island's ecological abnormalities, Rockwell reassured me that I was jumping to conclusions. He made a great point. Just because this place doesn't follow the scientific laws we're used to, doesn't mean it follows no scientific laws at all. After all,
The new Legion is finally on the march, and not a moment too soon.
among the most vocal creatures on the island, Ichthyornis piscoquis. In the wild, Apis lithohermia drones never stray far from their nests. Still no answers as to why the megalodons are so territorial. Seeing the likes of Mammothus steinkaput alongside dinosaurs is still strange. This behemoth towers over many creatures on the island, and doesn't seem to fear anything but the Tyrannosaurus. I've seen them stomp would-be predators out of their way. Mammoths can grab and throw things with their powerful trunks, and manage a fearsome trumpeting roar with them as well.
Remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. When I chose that remote northern cave as the site of my spectacular...
Hey, Janie. Not sure why I'm just...
It is difficult to be angry with Himentoria ledus. Despite its rather terrible nature, the creature has practically no intelligence and just attaches to any nearby living flesh in an attempt. A smaller relative of Sarcosuchus, Caprosuchus paludentium.
I've decided to take a brief vacation from the laboratory.
Usually found in the deepest parts of the water around the island, Ammonitina multiamicus has a strange relationship with the other creatures of the deep. It must do something beneficial for them, since every nearby sea creature defends Ammonitina when it is attacked. What this distinct symbiosis is based on, alas, I have not yet discovered. Ammonitina has also made its way into the deeper parts of many underwater caves. Even within these caves, the creature will draw attention if assaulted, making harvesting its resource-rich shell a tricky proposition, depending on what other dangers may be lurking nearby. Like many of the untamable ocean dwellers, Ammonitina still has fairly unremarkable by the island standards. Oncorhynchus grexlamia is a generally passive fish. Its main form of protection is swimming in a large school. Oncorhynchus does not like conflict, and generally swims away from anything larger than itself at very high speeds. Once provoked, however, Oncorhynchus becomes... Among the island's most tenacious pack is Hyaenodon dirus, a carnivore most often found across the mountains and tundras in packs of 3 to 6. Hyaenodon is a very intelligent predator. Before engaging, it determines if the payoff for a fight is worth the risk of injury. The first marsupial I've encountered on the island is the Prosoptodon vivancurus. Pteranodon wyvernus is a large pterosaur, capable of flying warp.
Dear Janie,
Any chemist worth his salt knows the irreplaceable value of test.
What magic created the Scarabeidii gigas, I cannot say. What I can say is that this creature is a perfect symbiont. Mesopithecus amethipher is an omnivorous monkey species, primarily inhabiting the island's jungles. It is smaller than a human, but can scurry about the same speed. It does not appear to be aggressive, unlike its relative, the Gigantopithecus, but is rather very shy towards humans, likely due to their much larger size.